GCAP gave a grant. They gave me a grant for stamping of my land. They gave me three tractors, which the grant element was also immense, which I appreciated. They gave my other colleagues to warehouses with some grant element, which was also appreciated.
With regards to recommendation, Canadian Farms were forever grateful to GCAP and its partners.
In 2014, I was a JAG National Best Seed Grower, and in 2016, I was the National Best Farmer First Runner-Up. So I think had it not been the help of GCAP, I would not be able to jump or to rise to that ladder.
After their support with this equipment, we are able to increase our export productivity and also the domestic markets here in Ghana.
The government of Ghana, through the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, is implementing the Ghana Commercial Agriculture Project, GCAP, with funds from the World Bank and USAID. The project development objective is to improve agriculture productivity and production of both smallholder and nucleus farms in selected project intervention areas in Ghana.
We simply exist to promote commercial agriculture, whether at the smallholder level or at the bigger picture, the bigger farmer level. But both are all in business. The funding from the World Bank, and they supported us to a tune of a total of $150 million. But for the irrigation, it's been $110 million. Went to the three irrigation schemes, Tono, the left bank, and the right bank on irrigation scheme.
GCAP has implemented three major interventions. The first is the Matching Grant Scheme, which supported 31 nucleus farms and 9,350 outgrowers with land development, warehouses, irrigation, infrastructure, access roads, and capacity building.
In 2014, the project set up a matching grant where we invited proven agribusinesses to apply for support to remove binding constraints from their operations. We focused on the crops rice, maize, soya, and then we added vegetables, and these were food security crops. The focus areas were the dense Sada, and that was the three northern regions, the Upper Bron Ahafo and then the Upper Volta. And then we came to support down south, that's the right bank and the left bank of the Pong River. So that was the Sogakope area and Estuary.
The second is the Nasia Nabongo Inland Valley, NNIV, for improved rain-fed rice production. Out of a 20,000 hectare land that went under technical feasibility study, 10,000 was identified to be suitable for rice production. GCAP developed a total of 600 hectares with contour band to cultivate rice. The beneficiaries under NNIV include 6 investors and about 350 smallholder farmers.
We introduced the model lease agreement. It's a document we had already developed, and it shows how big investors would go into communities, large communities, to invest and use their land. So it helped with the community engagement, how to enter, the kind of negotiations both parties, that's the community and then the investor, what they should look out for. And it also provided a framework on the type of agreement they should sign. So we introduced that with the Nasia Nabongo investors, and I must say that it's proven to be quite beneficial to both the investors and then the communities.
And the third is the rehabilitation and modernization of 3 irrigation schemes, which included the reformation of 2 state institutions, ICO and GIDA.
We've mainstreamed irrigation into agriculture in Ghana because our agriculture depends on rain. but we need to boost production and productivity for food security, also to supply the 1D, 1F companies all over the country. They need raw material.
GCAP has also provided management support and project coordination in collaboration with the Directorate of Crop Services of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture on the Ghana Peri-Urban Vegetable Value Chain Project, GPVVCP.
It's simply to improve productivity and also enhance market access for vegetable farmers within urban and peri-urban areas. We realize that vegetable is consumed. There's an ever emerging middle class in Ghana who are health conscious. And vegetable consumption, according to health authorities, is seen as an integral part of improving health. So, a vegetable is mostly cultivated around the urban area. So we identify some areas and say that let us help them to improve productivity and market access. And we had a grant of $2.85 million from the Japanese Social Development Foundation to undertake this assignment.
And one of the components of the project was to link up the farmers who were providing irrigation services to the market. And to do that, there were productive partnership entrepreneurs who are existing vegetable agribusinesses to link up with the farmers. So we had 7 of them selected. They were all on various levels of operations and stages of growth in their companies. And what the project did was to support them with some assets to be able to expand their operations and to be able to pick up the produce from the irrigation sites. That is Michelle Camp, Angosekope in Ada, Asokwa in the Ashanti region, and then Hikpo in the Volta region. As part of the training, just to say that the farmers have also gone through green label certification. That means that the produce that coming from it are of a high quality. And so we are very confident that any produce from these sites meets the health and safety and requirements of the regulatory bodies in the country.
Through these interventions, GCAP has influenced change, improved and encouraged best practices, and made a difference in the lives of its beneficiaries. To better appreciate the individual milestone and impact the GCAP interventions have had on the individual beneficiaries, we will categorize the achievement under 5 thematic areas. From Atebubu and Ejura in the Bono East region, we meet Mohammed Isufu Pangabu of P Farms. Under the matching grant, GCAP assisted with land development to produce maize and further supported him with a mechanical planter and
during that time the grants were approved. I was down with stroke, I couldn't get up, so they wanted to cancel my grant because how do you get a grant to a sick person? So I had to force and get up by force with 2 people, one at this side, one at this side, help me to the farm so they know that at least I can walk to the farm a little bit. GCAP helped me do stamping on my field. I got 3 brand new tractors, New Holland from GCAP, which I'm still using now because they were very good tractors. The grant really helped us. The grant has helped me to be on my feet, and that's why we're able to embrace the plan for food and jobs, and we did it at least to the administration of the authority because we had some backing from GCAP. They helped us to stand on our feet. When we stand on our feet, we should grow. So now we should grow to see. As GCAP has let us, we shouldn't let the work we do die. It means if it hadn't kind, but we are growing. People are now growing. Now our help is to help other farmers. I mean, I was just telling about this agro scheme. We help a lot of women. Women are more sincere in repayment than men. I mean, if you go to the bank for loan, the interest rate is too much. But GCAP help now will give them no interest rate just to soften for them to be on their feet.
Leveraging on the support, Mr. Pangabu has expanded pea farms and is now one of the major seed producers for soybean under the Planting for Food and Jobs program. Under the Nasia Nabogo Inland Valley, Banse Farms Limited in West Mamprusi in the Northeast region got assistance in land development, water retention structure for improved rain-fed rice production.
Before GCAP's intervention, this whole area you see was virtually a forest. So what happened was that there were some consultants that we engaged with the GCAP engaged with the commercial farmer, and then members of the community to embark on a tree counting. That is, we counted all the economic trees that were here before the clearing, and then afterwards we engaged in a tree planting exercise to replenish all that. Through the intervention of GCAP, we had seen very advanced equipment used for land preparation that even we, I must say, the commercial farmers didn't have access to because of how expensive they were. Before the intervention, the total land area here was not up to 50 acres. But as we speak now, we are doing 100 hectares, which translates to 250 acres of rice, thanks to this intervention. Our yield has increased from about close to 1.5 tons per hectare to about 4.5 tons per hectare. We had engaged some partners, scientists, I must say, who were also studying a shorter variety, which is drought resistant, a shorter rice variety, which is drought resistant, and which is good for our ecological zone. And so this call, or this GCAP project, came at the right time because we found that it was the perfect mix, I must say, to revolutionize our rice production within the northern sector and the country at large.
One of the success stories under the Ghana Peri-Urban Vegetable Value Chain project is the story of AB Farms. The project supported AB Farms in Adiambra, Ga West in the Greater Accra region with the construction of a pack house, a refrigerated van, and a reefer container.
I was not having light here. I can say I don't have light at all. GCAP and the GCAP project, we are able to do a transformer installation to my warehouse. Under the GCAP project, they helped me with this facility here, the cold storage, and also they gave me a cold track. And also this facility was built long ago. So they also helped me to do a renovation in the facility. Before, farmers were facing a lot of challenges. I do have a lot of orders from Ghana here, but I don't have produce to export. Under this project, they are able to do irrigation installation to the farmers at Michel Camp and Angosikope Adan. And these farmers are producing for me. Because of that, now I don't have a shortage of produce. Under the project, I work with farmers at Hikpo, I work with farmers at Angosikope, I work with farmers at Michel Camp. I work with farmers in the central region, Dominancy, Ojobi, and Achoka area, central region. We work with these farmers. When we come to Insawon here, Akufu, we work with farmers there in Insawon, Adesu, and recently we are even working with people at Asokwa, Kumasi, Asokwa. These farmers grow turia, curry leaves, long marrow, tinder, green chilies, green pawpaw, green mangoes, aubergines. These are the produce I bring from these farmers to the warehouse.
I think the project has helped us. Previously, we were not able to pay for our bills, but by the help of the project, we've had PPE, which is known as AB's Farm, who normally buys our produce. I mean, when I say our produce, the two rice, the tinder, and then the chili, the okra, but we normally produce the turia for him, and we make a lot of money from the turia.
The support from the project has contributed to increased trade volumes for AB farms and supported farmers. From Gushegu and Karaga in the northern region, Alhaji Muhib Hussein Haruna owns and runs Karma Farms. Karma Farms supports 1,700 smallholder farmers within the various farming communities he operates in. His support has provided inputs and technology to farmers and helped keep them and their dependents out of poverty.
When GCAP came in, some of the challenges that I was having, GCAP came in and then mitigate such challenges for me. Maybe as you people can see that now the post-harvest losses has now mitigated seriously. Like the rice harvesting and other things, GCAP was able to support me with a combine harvester, and also the storage place for me and my outgrowers too. They've supported me. Warehouse, I can say that it saved me and my outgrowers seriously. You know, sometimes if the woman harvests their small bags, they store it in the house like this. Anytime the husband needs it, they will just pick it and they won't pay her back. And now, since we have a warehouse, the woman will say, Alaji, I'm having my 3 bags or 4 bags or 5 bags. Can I keep it in your house? I say, yes, you bring it there. So that his 4 or 5 bags is safe, and it can use it at any time that the woman wants to use it. So it helps my outgrowers and at the same time help myself too. Because through that warehouse, when Nestle Ghana came to visit my work site and the area, they saw the warehouse. That man just mentioned that, hey, Alaji, we are going to work with you. You are a serious farmer because your warehouse looks very nice to me. The future for Karma Farms is huge. You can see Muhammad Amin Karma. That's my son. I want him to take my place. Due to that, I supported him to do his master's in agri-economy. So that this is telling you that Karma Farms has a future.
GCAP, there was a conference by the Ghana Investment Promotion Center on organizing youth and then building youth capacities in Accra. And as at then, there was some farms or some businesses were selected to do business pitching in Accra, which we were fortunate to be part of the pitching. And at the end of the day, I presented Karma Farms, and I was the first person to emerge in the business pitching through the intervention of GCAP. My plans for the business is for us to go international, not just through production, but adding more value to what we've been producing. That's in terms of processing. Basically, our strengths are in rice, soybeans, maize, and granite. And aside granite, the 3 crops, rice, maize, soybeans, we produce seed too. We are seed producers of those 3 crops. And over the years, that is what have been able to help us in terms of getting to our outgrowers to supply them with the needed seed that they'll be needing for their cropping season.
Martin Ariku of Ariku Farms in Bazwa in the Binduri district of the Upper East region has made impressive strides in his use of technology provided through the intervention. GCAP supported Ariku Farms with a center pivot system, a 500 metric ton warehouse, and a 200-hectare land development, farm road, and connection of electricity to his farm. He is a major seed grower and supplies many farmers in the Upper East region and beyond.
We had some support from GCAP. That was in 2015, up thereabout. And the support was in this way. They supported us to construct a 500 metric ton of a warehouse. They also supported us to get a center pivot irrigation system with electricity connected. They also helped to train our outgrowers. We had 1,551 outgrowers from the start of the project, and as of today, we have 3,118 smallholder farmers. We also did road connection to the farm gate through the support of GCAP. So I think that back and like GCAP has been very wonderful, and not only that, in 2014 I was a JAG National Best Seed Grower, and in 2016 I was the National Best Farmer First Runner-Up. So I think had it not been the help of GCAP, I would not be able to chop or to rise to that ladder. So and also even about 2 of our district farmers, our small outgrowers, became district best farmers. So I think that one by name Wahid Abogri became a district best farmer I think in 2018. So I think, in fact, with the support of GCAP from USAID and World Bank had been very wonderful to Ariku Company Limited and its smallholder farmers at large.
GCAP has also supported Sugarland Limited in Kotoko in the Volta region to erect greenhouses for vegetable cultivation. Initially, they had significant challenges operating the greenhouse, but were able to overcome the challenges and are now in full production. In Sandama, in the Upper East region, Akandam Farms have positioned itself strategically in the post-harvest management and support to other farmers in the district. GCAP assisted Akandam Farms to construct a warehouse at Sandama and later linked them to the Ghana Commodity Exchange (GCX) platform. Through this linkage, they have become a mobilization center within the Sandama area for grains to be traded on the GCX platform.
Akandam Farms warehouse became a center for agribusiness in the Bulsa North District and the Bulsa South. So Akandam Farms was receiving grains like maize, soya, rice, sesame seed within the area and selling it out to its partners in Accra, Kumasi, and Sunyani. So Akandam Farms was supporting all these farmers by taking in their grains. And then at that time, they were quite challenging with market. The people who comes to buy, they'll take it on credit. And when they send it, you'll be chasing them for your money, and they'll pay you in bits, installments, small. By the time you get all the money, you have also reused it. You will not be able to use it well because you didn't get all the money involved. And so we're also challenged with that. And some of the outgrowers were even thinking that we're not doing them much favor because the buyers were not paying at the point. But there was no any other alternative at the time. We have attracted a lot of people who have the facility. It was a place to save the people their grains from getting spoiled in their homes, because it was here that you easily get fumigation, you easily get a good place to store. And so the few buyers that were coming were also picking until Ghana Commodity Exchange came in to support us. So they retrained our staff and also equipped the warehouse, bring more buyers from outside who are now picking our grains from this facility. So as I speak today, Akandam warehouse, this particular warehouse, has now become the center for agribusiness within even the Upper East, because it was only the warehouse that was qualified to be set up as a delivering center for the Ghana Commodity Exchange within the Upper East in 2018 until date. So Akandam Farms has become the eye of agribusiness in the Bulsa North area, and it has helped a lot of farmers to put up houses, others acquire assets like motorcades, motorbikes, and then tractors. And then others also have become nucleus farmers to support smallholder farmers within the district?
I started with 10 acres rice, and as we speak today, I did 300 acres of my own. And I also have art growers now, apart from the fact that I migrated from Akandian Farms. In actual fact, in 2017, Akandian Farm graduated me from his farm because I was now doing large scale. We also introduced to community chamber Akandian Farms, where we have our farm produce having harvest. We come to put it at the warehouse to warehousing receipt. We'll be given a receipt for keeping your produce there, and a market will be found and sold. Then from there, you can be given, your account can be credited based on the quantity and then the amount that is given to you. Salary was not enough for me to be able to do some of the things. I envisaged an idea of I started the idea as my own house in 2019. I was not able to complete. It took me over 8 years. I was not able to do. But when I started commercializing my rice farming, I took it as a project. I've now been able to complete that, converted it to a guest house. I've now been able to complete about 5 rooms.
Warehouses play a critical role in reducing post-harvest losses. And this is why GCAP have supported many of its beneficiaries to build their own warehouses and make the most out of their yields. Because of this, farms like Akandam Farms, Ariku Farms, and Abians Agro Limited, just to mention a few, have become great support for other farmers in their environs. The final thematic area deals with the ability for the intervention to cause change in farmers and institutions that are not direct beneficiaries of the project. Like in the case of Abians Agro Limited in Asuchari, in the Greater Accra region, GCAP constructed a drying floor to dry paddy rice prior to milling. Other millings in the vicinity subsequently constructed their own drying floors when they realized the benefits.
The major infrastructure that was lacking was a properly constructed drying floor, because hitherto farmers were using tarpaulins, and tarpaulins, because of wear and tear, the spill of some of the paddy onto the sand on the bare ground, and when they are collecting them back, it also mixes with the paddy, so making the milling very adulterated. I mean, it's also good for consumption. The drying floor has given employment to both the young men and the women. The women assist farmers to dry their rice for a fee. Then the young men also bring paddy from the field on tricycles, and also take rice from the drying floor either to the warehouse or to the mill for a fee. And it has given employment to both the young men and the women in particular. Then the floor too has also has helped to improve the quality of milling, and additionally, the floor also has reduced the drying time by about 50%. So farmers are able to dry quickly and go back to the field. I think the drying floor idea has impacted on some of the mills, so that they are now constructing drying floor for themselves. Though perhaps the quality will not be as the GCAP constructed one, but at least they are making attempts to do so.